Welcome to Beaded Doilies by Shell. In this video we are going to hinge our fourth cube onto the first half of our folding cube. The first hinge went across the top of cubes 1 and 2. The second hinge went along the back of cubes 1 and 3, and this hinge will go in the front of cubes 2 and 4. So here we have our back hinge on the cubes of 1 and 3 and our top hinge between 1 and 2, and then on this side we're going to do our hinge between 2 and 4. So our hinges are going to go between 1, 2 and 1, 4. To begin, you can go through the bottom connection bead of either cube 2 or cube 4. I'm going to go through the bottom one of cube 2. Then we will add 2 beads to each string. And then we will cross the bottom hinge of cube 4, bottom connection bead of cube 4. And bring our ends together and pull it tight. And now we want to go through the second and third bead on the side that our string is on. And then we'll go through that connection bead that we've come to. Then we'll turn our cube so we're on the other side, and we'll take the string coming out of the bottom connection bead and go through beads, the second and third bead. And then it will also go through the second connection bead. Then we'll set our piece back up so we can more easily see what we're doing. Bring our string ends together, make sure they're the same length. Go. Then we'll add 2 beads to each string again. And we're coming out of the second connection bead on this cube, so we want to go into the second connection bead. on the opposite cube. Now, on the cube, our side that our string is coming out, we're now going to go through the 4th and 5th side beads. And to the 3rd connection bead we just came to. Then we will flip it over and we will find the string coming out of the 2nd connection bead, and we'll go through the 4th and 5th side beads. And then we'll also cross the 3rd connection bead. Put our cubes back up. Pull our strings tight, and then we'll add 2 beads to each string. And then we will now go through the 3rd connection bead on the opposite cube. Pull tight. And then one more time. We'll now go through the 6th and 7th side beads. And my string is already going through it, so I'm going to let it go through the 4th connection bead. Then we flip over, and we want the string that's coming out of the 3rd connection bead, and we're going to go through the 6th and 7th side bead. And then also the 4th connection bead. Pull string tight. Now we'll add 2 beads to each string. And we cross the 4th on the opposite cube. And then I'm going to thread up and tie off in this center bead above where I just crossed. That'll be 2 beads on this side. Plus the center bead, and then 2 beads on this side, and now we tie our knot with the monofilament. I do a regular and then a double overhand. The microfilament I just do a double knot, 2 regulars. And then we go inside the center bead again. And we pull our knot in. And there we have cubes 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and they are now all hinged together. In the next video, I will go through the first half of our cube and show you how you can check it to make sure that it is correctly done and everything's where it needs to be before we begin the second half of our folding cube. Happy beading!